United States of America and even Israel has never called Nigeria as a nation or called Nigeria a nation state or a nation country is because of the division that has been existing between the tribal lines. And there is this video I have been searching for and I finally laid my hand on it. The video is not what you see everywhere. It's not circulating everywhere online. I know where I went to fetch out this video for you. So you can know the truth about the hatred about some particular tribe in Nigeria. That if you want to move forward, you must not associate yourself with them. You must not allow the Igbos to rule as the head of Nigeria. Now I'm beginning to understand what is existing, what they have not been telling us, the histories that have, changed the mentality of integration or living together or coexisting as a nation. Yes, the division is so wide that even other countries, they see it more than we even see it. Because when you say a country is a state or a nation, they have common objective, they have common language, and they have common goal. And the goal that we talk about here in Nigeria is to make sure one part of this country is marginalized. One part of this country never rise. They never want them to see the light of the day. But don't forget that even when they waged war against them, they were quite demystified. They were conquered. About 3 million people were killed from this tribe. But they managed, they survived. And today, they are flying. They are doing well. Wherever they go, they make sure they make best out of whatever they lay their hand off. And now we are still hating on them. And nobody has ever told us the exact problem that they have. But it takes other countries to tell us what is actually existing among us. What is that is existing among us that we don't know? You are going to hear it from this video that I'm going to play for you today. Thank God this video is not from the foreigners, it's not from Igbo man, is from a Yoruba elder, a Yoruba man that you know, that his face is very conspicuous. And thank God they are spilling out the truth and we are beginning to know the truth about them. And if all these things that you have laid down is actually the truth, why not allow these people to go their own separate way? Let everybody go their own way so that we can chase a common goal. They can chase their own common goal, because when you measure America, they know what they are chasing. They want to become number one in everything that they do. Now, when you measure the nation Nigeria, what are we chasing? The only thing that I know that we are chasing now is how to eradicate the insecurity in the land. And it's increasing. The more we chase how to eradicate this, the more the insecurity is increasing. Please listen to this video. You will understand better what I am talking about.
So, do you want me to be honest or just speak, political correctness here? But I choose to be honest with you. I choose to be honest with you. And for me to be honest with you, I have to go back a little bit. But let me start with the situation that we're facing in this country today. If you believe that those that are in power in Nigeria today would ever contemplate the possibility of giving power to an Igbo man in 2023 or thereafter, then you still haven't fully understood the challenge and the problem that we have in this country today. You need to understand that the mindset of some of these people, not all, some, but those that Buhari represents, that is his own clique within the Fulani ruling class, not all Fulanis, but his own clique, who are in power today. Their mindset is that the most dangerous people in this country and the people that they must suppress more than any other are the people of the Southeast. And you need to understand that before the Civil War, and I need to go back in history because that's a damn good question and it deserves a clear answer, a thorough answer. Let's go back a little bit. Before the Civil War, These same people, he, for example, was active then. And you need to remember the role that they played on the night of July 29th, 1966, when the Northern Officers counter coup took place. And 300 Igbo officers were killed in one night, including an Igbo head of state. He was involved. And many of them that are running this country in that cabal today were involved, or he supported it. They said it was to pay back for what had happened in January 15th, 1966. Now, after that, what happened? The same people unleashed their people on Igbo civilians in the northern part of this country, and the figure that is often cited is 30,000 were killed. It's not true. Closer to 100,000. Not only were they killed, people, women had their stomachs cut open, and little babies were pulled out and their heads were dashed against the wall. That is what they did then in 1966, before the Civil War. And the Igbos were slaughtered like flies all over the north by these same people. They went rushing back to the east, where they believed they were safe. And the position was this: the leader of the core northern Muslims within the army, Murtala Muhammad, urged Gawan, who was head of state, to march on the east immediately and wipe out the Igbos. Gawan, to his credit, refused to do that and said, no, let's negotiate. And the negotiations started. They broke down, then there was a civil war. In that civil war, 3 million Igbos were killed by federal forces. They were killed by all of us. I'm from the Southwest. I take responsibility for that, as every other Nigerian ought to. Civilians, not soldiers. 3 million, including 1 million children, subjected to genocide, subjected to mass murder, subjected to ethnic cleansing by us. The war ended. We did not apologize. Instead, what did we do? What did we do? We took all their property in the name of abandoned property. We gave them £20, even if they had $1 million in the bank. And we said, come back, no victor, no vanquished. Biggest lie from the pit of hell. There was a victor and there was a vanquished. And we all know who was who. They came back into Nigeria and we reintegrated them. But even with all the reintegration, no Igbo man could be trusted to be General Officer Commanding GOC until Obasanjo came to power in 1999. Igbos were not allowed to rise up within the military or in any power configuration in the country. It was something that was understood, that you never put an Igbo man in a position of real power. You can give him appointments, but you don't put him in a position of real power. Okay. Obasanjo came, made General Obiaku, I think his name was, GOC. And then from there, Jonathan came, he appointed an Igbo Chief of Army Staff. Okay? Yes. My wife is reminding me of the name, Ehejireka. You know, he appointed an Igbo Chief of Army Staff. Okay? And we thought things would go on that way. There would be a reintegration of the Igbos. And Obasanjo integrated many Igbos. People like Obi Ezekezi, and Uba, so many came in and playing key roles, key positions. We thought things would get better. And unfortunately for us, though, in 2015, everything changed because Nigerians elected, in quotation marks, a man that had, again, I say it again, a different worldview and went back to the pre-1966 disposition and mentality of things. And that position was that Igbos cannot be trusted. Igbos have no rights. Igbos are members of the, he called them 5%, I believe, that didn't vote for him. And his mindset was he will teach Igbos the lesson of their lives. And he has done precisely that. If the killings had stopped then, I would have said, okay, fine. Everything we said is history. But sadly, it didn't stop. Igbo youths, IPOB youths, Igbo nationalists have been killed under this government. More have been killed than at any other time during this, apart from during the Civil War, under this government. Igbos have been hopelessly marginalized by the government. Igbos have been treated with contempt by this government. Not just Igbos, Southerners, Christians, and Middle Belters. They've added that one as well. And that's what's going on. And what the Igbos was subjected to by all of us in 1966 is what we are all being subjected to now by those that are around Buhari. Now, going to your question, given all that, before I come to that, let me just add this. IPOB says they want to have a referendum. They want the right to self-determine. And you label them as terrorists when none of them has ever carried a gun, as far as I'm aware. I was in prison with Nnamdi Kanu. I had extensive discussions with him. I got to know him. I understood his mindset, and I could feel his pain for his people. Yet they say they want to have a referendum. You say they're terrorists. Meanwhile, those that are butchering our people every day in the name of ethnic domination and hegemony, in the name of furthering the ambitions and the aspirations of Usman Dan Fodio and Samadu Bello and Buhari himself, the three Mahdis, you don't call them terrorists. You pat them on the back, you refuse to arrest any of them. And you say what they're doing is okay. You encourage them. Okay? And the same you, free Boko Haram terrorists, the same you once said that you want to apply Sharia all over the country. The same you said Muslims should only vote for Muslims. The same you says an attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the North. The same you has said so many things which implicitly are on line and on all fours with the Boko Haram philosophy. These are the people that have been ruling us for 5 years. And the same you has empowered the Fulani to a point that they have everything now. And you really believe that those people in 2023 will sit down and say that they will allow a situation to arise whereby the one they hate the most can possibly take power in this country? They will not allow that to happen. Now, if you ask me what I think that would be the way forward as an individual. That if you really want to appease the Southeast, indeed the people of the South, why on earth not? Why shouldn't we have that? But the reality is that those that control the levers of power are diametrically opposed to that philosophy. They don't pretend not to be. They will never deny it. And they're not even hiding it. So they won't allow that to happen. What they will tell you at the very best is possibly will give vice presidency to the Southeast. And in a situation like that, if they did that, and the northern president came to power, and something happened to him, I assure you they will never let an Igbo man take power. It's their mindset. Even the one that's there now, the Yoruba man that's there as VP. If anything happens to Buhari, I doubt very much they'll let him take power. The position that they have adopted is that power must remain in the north, in perpetuity for as long as possible. And they have rationalized it over and over again. So that's the situation that we're in. But left to me, two things. The first thing is this. That would go a long way to...
And I've always said, Nigeria has an Igbo problem. And I'm not saying it to please people who are known as Igbos. But the moment they decided to take the action they took in 1967 to 1970, the war, Nigeria, having won that war in their eyes, never forgave the Igbos. That is the reality. And if I were to be president of Nigeria today, the first thing I would do is to head to the Southeast and apologize to them for the war. Part of it is that I'd never participated in it. And I cannot continue to fight a war that I did not engage in. And then ask them, what do we want?
So are you saying that the federal government has, even before
successive governments,
yes,
they've always had this anger against the Igbos?
There is a secret memo, I don't know where it is located, in government, that whenever we want to take charge in this country, be careful of the Igbo. Don't give them position. Don't give them opportunity. Otherwise, they will overrun. It's a well-known fact. Even our parents, tell us, Igbo. You understand? Some of them even say it unconsciously. They even say it on radio shows in this country. So don't let us lie to ourselves, because except we bring this out, openly and
Yes.
discuss. It's a taboo that we have refused to discuss.
True.
We are not going to solve the problem. It is the reason why the federal government of Nigeria feels that in 2024, detaining Nnamdi Kanu against all the court orders, against all the court rulings, is the only way to go. You know, I was detained in the DSS place for 5 months.
Yes.
There's nothing there to detain anybody. For the place is not even functioning. The DSS headquarters. Yes, is it the same DSS people who are watching BB Nigeria from morning to night? No, it's true now. I was there with them for 5 months. I've said this publicly. So all the institutions in this country are broken down. But let's get back to a reality. One thing I've told people is that you are looking at Igbos as the only people who want to secede. But who in this country today has not mentally seceded from Nigeria? Mentally seceded. Who has not left? Except those who are trapped. If anybody in this country is working in a bank and he has 10 million naira and somebody say you can get into Canada, he will leave the next day.
I swear.
Is that not secession? Is it what of secession is that you leave a country,
Yes.
you say to that country goodbye,
And not do it
you
again.
get to the other country, you bow down, you touch the
Soil.
the soil,
Anything they say, you go do am.
and then you renounce your citizenship of the country you are coming from. Is that not what they call secession? So, if you want to look at the number of people that have seceded in that Japa syndrome, there are more than all the Igbos combined together who are asking to leave. Nigeria has a problem. And I've always said, Nigeria has an Igbo problem. And I'm not saying it to